As the world has and continues to transform around us, digital disruption is changing customer behavior faster than many organizations can respond. Today, customer and employee experience are being put in the spotlight as a primary differentiator. Applications are the connection between organizations and their customers. Each moment must be personalized, unique, and flawless. Customers expect more than just availability. They expect an experience which is stable, seamless, and secure. To ensure this, organizations need to identify issues before they impact the end user. Application owners need 360 observability into how an infrastructure problem affects an application, from code through to transaction. They are, however, often limited by the fragmentations of the tools used to monitor and manage their applications and networks' performance. Ensuring a seamless user experience requires a strategy to address the complexity of siloed visibility. With cloud as the new data center, internet the new network, and SaaS the new application stack, the perimeter of control has completely changed. Our 360 observability services allow you to securely gain a single view across your applications and hybrid infrastructure. Together with AppDynamics and Thousand Eyes, we enable you to monitor the end user experience of every cloud, SaaS, and mobile application. We bring together your application and network performance in a fully integrated solution, enabling consolidated, data-driven monitoring, performance management, and feedback. We provide you with insight that can inform your decisions and simplify real-time management. In taking advantage of automation, your teams can monitor and make proactive improvements before they impact the customer. Ensuring that all your applications are secure by design, from code to automation, you can reach your desired business outcomes with the peace of mind that your environment, users, and experiences are safe. We believe in delivering solutions that will ensure each interaction and experience is extraordinary, keeping you connected to your customer every day from anywhere.
Hello everyone, and welcome to our 360 live NTT live session around 360 observability. My name's Tony Dickey. I'm our Vice President of our Managed Cloud and Infrastructure Services, and I look after our alliances specifically for that division. And today we are talking about the announcement of our 360 observability service in partnership with Cisco, who have helped us build and develop this. And I am going to be joined today by Ben Haddix, who is a FSO Chief Global Architect for Cisco with the AppDynamics team, and also Oscar Garcia, who is our Senior Vice President and for Strategy and Technology within the Managed Cloud and Infrastructure Services at NTT Limited. So before I introduce, before we go any further, I'd like to let you know that we can do so. We're going to do this interactively. So it's a Q&A session with everybody. And let's move forward and talk to Ben, introduce you, Ben. And if you wouldn't mind telling us a little bit about you and a bit of an introduction, please.
Yeah, so Ben Haddix, been with AppDynamics for a while. In fact, I joined AppDynamics before we were brought into Cisco. Have spent all that time basically working with our partners, looking first at APM practices, but then expanding that out into the observability field. As we've seen things change in the marketplace, especially coming post-COVID and way things were accelerated, the need for observability was evident. And so partnering with folks like yourselves at NTT to bring customized solutions to our clients to meet their demands and their business outcomes.
Brilliant. Thanks, Ben. Oscar, can we have a little introduction from you and an interesting fact as well?
Sorry?
An interesting fact as well.
Okay. So, hi there, Oscar Garcia. As Tony said, I'm currently the SVP in charge of technology, strategy, as well as platforms within the cloud business in NTT Limited. I'm passionate with anything that has to do with monitoring, observability, and everything in between. Right, so I've been in the company for the last close to 20 years already. So I have a long history within NTT, but coming through different acquisitions and different parts of the business that came together. Okay. So currently, okay, my duties are mostly around how can we find the next big thing that helps our clients thrive and help them into their cloud transformation journey. So moving them from more traditional solutions into something that's more forward-looking and bleeding edge solutions. And observability is clearly one of our main bets. Okay. You wanted an interesting fact. Okay, so I think I was user number 70 or 75 to download the first public version of AppDynamics. I was literally in my office in Barcelona at the time. Okay, I was downloading this. After registering, I hit download, and then 20 minutes after, I got the CTO literally banging on my door. He happened to be having his summer holidays in Barcelona. He came into his flip-flops and said, "Well, you've downloaded AppDynamics." I said, "Well, how do you know that? I mean, is this a hack? Are you hijacking my webcam?" He said, No. I'm the CTO of AppDynamics. Okay, do you want to run the demo together with me? We can install the agent into a couple of web application servers, some Java application servers at the time, talking years and years ago, okay, with no gray hair at the time. And yep, we did it. Okay, I was convinced, and very quickly we began the journey with AppDynamics, which pretty much brought me into the observability world, okay, years ago. So I'm very grateful, and great to see that our paths cross again with AppDynamics by Cisco. Really, really glad that we are here.
Oscar, how many years ago was that? Do you think?
I think that was something like 7-8 years ago. I mean, that's why it was before it was part of Cisco. Okay, AppDynamics was really long time ago.
Yeah, what about you, Ben? How long have you been working with the team? And
I've been with Appd almost 6 years now, so it would have been. And I would be remiss to say, if you download Appd now, I can promise you, Chuck Robbins is not going to come knock on your door and be like, within 5 minutes, like, "Hey, let's download this and go." I'm sure he's got better things to do, but the customer service is still there, personal touch.
Yeah. And sounds a bit basic, right? But having somebody who understands the platform inside out, obviously the CTO, he was the guy coding the thing, right? Okay, but having somebody who can help you, guide you through all the options, all the complexity. I mean, even though it's the UI, it's very streamlined and all that, but understanding some of the key concepts, okay, in a guided manner helped me realize better and quicker the value of the solution, right? So that was something that was quite unique and really hooked me into this technology. So that's really cool.
No, it's good to hear. And in fact, Oscar, I would say what happened with you with Appd and that download with our CTO is now sort of what you guys at NTT are doing with your customers, bringing in observability, because it is changing a lot of the processes and the way we do business behind. And a lot of we find a lot of clients and customers out there struggling with that. And what you guys have developed using that Cisco platform as a launching point is really helping accelerate those moves. Because again, understanding that complexity, understanding what needs to be done, and bringing that expertise into your clients.
Just got somebody who was with me at the time. Okay, and that was 10 years ago. Okay, so evidence that this happened at the time.
And I mean, that's the time at which people were starting to explore their cloud journey, and mandates were coming in, isn't it, for people to start looking at how to use it, where to use it. Do they just go with one player or not? And now we're in a world where it is a complete multiplayer world. There's not many people out there that don't use multiple clouds. Just by picking an application, you end up on a different cloud. So is this what kind of brought this all about, the service?
Yeah, I mean, to a certain extent, yes. I mean, the complexity of the applications that our clients are running, it's exploding every day, right? So it's every time we have more microservices, we have functions here, functions there, relationships with third parties, API calls here or there, tracking and tracing all this and mapping this to your business outcomes, so that this way you can have a level of reference there or context, business context. It's becoming way more complex. So the moment that you have something that enables you to bridge the gap between the business and the platforms and the technical stuff, okay, all of a sudden you can gain some competitive advantage, and this allows you to take it to the next level, so that benefits your business directly. So the business case is very evident and very clear with an observability solution, okay, a managed observability solution that enables you to consume this in a very seamless manner. And this is the aim, and this is what we're trying to achieve with this new offer, with this new launch that we've implemented. Would you concur, Ben?
100%. The key there is business. It's all about business outcomes and driving that. And there's a lot of providers out there that offer a lot of solutions that do observability, but it's just a conglomerate of monitoring tools that they put together. There's a lot of service providers out there that also come in and they do observability, but they do an implementation and that's the end of it. But with the NTT, partnering it with what we're doing at Cisco, it's taking our ability to tie business metrics into an IT environment and how it's performing, and then the processes and the business outcomes and understanding how to identify that, where the expertise comes in from NTT, makes it a very potent weapon for clients to use. Because as you said, it's a competitive advantage. I know one of our clients that uses it to track their marketing campaigns, because they can see in near real time when they send out and start a marketing campaign, is that driving traffic to their site? Is it on the back end resulting in revenue increases, sale increases? And it's across the board, whatever those KPIs for the business are. And again, that's the expertise of NTT coming in, being able to sit down with your clients and understand what those business outcomes are, how we can leverage Cisco FSO to create those or to measure those business outcomes, and then also adding in other solutions with that in order to give a comprehensive, as you say, 360 outlook on what they're doing as business drivers.
And I think that one thing that complements this, and I think it's also part of our offer, is the fact that we also have response to this, right? So one thing is seeing what's going on, okay, understanding what the business impact is, but if you know that something is not operating as it should, have the ownership of the platform layer, or the infrastructure layer, so that we can affect and fix and help the clients stick to their expected KPIs, right? So I think that this is something that's quite differential, okay, and the fact that NTT can own the whole management of the whole multi-cloud infrastructure gives us also as well an advantage, because we can provide additional benefit to our clients, which at the end of the day, this is what we are looking for, right? So I think it's quite compelling.
You know, that's a key point. Where we find most clients struggle with observability, it's not the technology. The technology is there to do what needs to be done. It's all of these processes that we've built an entire IT industry on that's very siloed into network guys sell to network guys, support networks, security guys sell to security guys who do nothing but security. And so we're very siloed in these things. And with observability, you have to break those walls down and be able to communicate between these different teams. And a lot of folks are struggling on how do we do that. And to your point, Oscar, NTT can come in with their observability and understand, like, we can bring that together for you. We can pull those walls down. We can help you bridge those gaps, and we can help you identify those problems and quickly get to a resolution where you need that cross-team collaboration going.
And this is as well some of the key principles and the key elements that we have within the offers that we just launched, right? So we have like two flavors. One flavor which is more around helping clients in the journey, starting the journey with them, assessing what they have, making sure that what the implementation that they have is fit for purpose, that we're breaking down these silos, and let's say advising them on how to operate an observability solution properly, but not just doing this initial assessment, but also then taking it to an ongoing service, right? So we make sure that we keep this up to scratch, that we make sure that we continue evolving the observability practice as the client evolves with their business needs, and making sure that our clients are always getting all the benefits of observability into their business. So it's not just a one-off. So we can begin with a one-off, okay, but then we can manage things moving forward and maximize the return and the adoption that we have of the solution that we just implemented.
No, I love that, and that's why I love working with you guys. The strategy you bring, because I think a lot of folks don't realize that's a big shift in observability as well. it's not a one and done kind of deal. It is a strategy that's implemented over time, and it's something that you build on as you go through. So again, even using Cisco FSO as a launching point to say we can get a quick return on investment, but then for you guys to be able to expand on top of that and say, where can we add in more things? Where can we build on top of that to even add more value and to grow with you as your business grows? That this isn't something that goes away within 5 years and it's outdated. It's something that grows with your business and your business needs as you go forward.
Yeah, especially given the fast pace that all businesses move today, right? So anything that's static, it's not going to cut it. We need something that we need services and we need solutions. We need visibility of what's going on in our business in a continuous fashion. It cannot be just a one-off. It's something that needs to evolve as our applications evolve. Because at the end of the day, our applications and our clients' applications are not just static and bound to our domain. Okay, a lot of them, they have dependencies on third parties. They have dependencies on other services. Okay, and if they fail, we fail. So we need to have early alerts of what's going on with these third parties, because otherwise we're stuck. Okay, and this is the last thing that we want our clients to be with, right? So we want them to be up to speed with everything and delivering and firing on all cylinders.
100% agree. 100% agree.
So Ben, give us a bit more of an insight as to the kind of clients that you've seen utilizing this platform to date.
Yeah, so from an FSO observability standpoint, I mean, the marketplace has really changed. Go back into the .com area coming through. Everybody was trying to figure out how to just use the internet. How do we make money out of the internet? Now we've gotten into observability and this idea of applications and how we do business through applications. Traditionally, you would think, okay, we have a customer-facing website, like an e-commerce site, and we're good to go. We monitor that, we'd be fine. But in today's environment, that's all changed. If you think, I was talking to someone the other day, had you gone back to 2019 and told me within 2 years, I would be ordering all my groceries online and then I could go to the grocery store and pick it up. Or I could go to, I'd be doing all my banking strictly through my phone, or tracking and ordering packages and shipping packages out. So all these different industries, whether it's healthcare, whether it's like the transportation industry, packaging, infrastructure, you name it, they're using these applications and they affect our lives, even at how we do our everyday jobs. So across the board, if you have an application, whether it's internal facing for your employees, whether it's external facing for your customers, whether it's business to business, we're seeing this observability need across all the industries. And again, that comes back to being able to tie to those business outcomes. Because if you say you're a package delivery company, you need to be able to understand how many packages you're processing in any given hour at any given site. And if an application goes down or a scanner or something on your line goes down, how's that affect my business? What's that look like? If you think of manufacturing, same thing. You've got all these robotic stuff going on the factory floor. Application goes down. Those don't work correctly. How's that affecting my production? And then back end, what's the revenue effect? So it's really interesting to see all these different use cases popping up across all these different industries. It's really exciting. I love it. I think it's unique and something that we really haven't seen before. But it's fun to be a part of, and it's fun to figure all this out as we go along to say, okay, what is your use case and how can we help?
And Oscar, to expanding really from what Ben's just described there, 360 observability and the NTT offering, where does that play? Where does that fit? How does that differentiate? This is not just an FSO application from Cisco. What is it that NTT are doing here?
So that's a very good point, Tony. Okay, so the way that NTT embraces observability is by leveraging some of our key partners like Cisco, obviously. Okay, and what we build is a wrapper around the whole practice, right? So it's not just that we operate the tool on behalf of the client, okay, but we add all sorts of value around it. for example, in the one-off, in the start of the process, okay, we have these maturity assessments and we have these advisory services that enable us to understand the client business, and we put consultants and we put our teams in front of the client for understanding where the client is in their digital transformation journey, and we help them realize the maximum value of an observability offer. What can an observability offer provide to this business? Be it by setting KPIs, be it by assessing the performance of their applications and processes at the outset before we implement an observability solution, and then how can we transform this moving forward. In the ongoing, obviously, we can operate the tools. We can make sure that we are realizing all the return on investment that we have on the tools that we have implemented for observability. But the trick here is that what do we do with this information? Can we respond? Okay, something happens. How can this be fixed? Is there any changes that we need to implement into architecture? Does it make sense to continue with this cloud provider, or do we need to be transitioning some workloads into other providers because we will be affecting positively at the business outcomes? So we can, based on the information that we gathered from the platform, we have all the intel and we add all the value that's needed to really realize good returns on the investment that we've had in this platform. So we're trying to augment massively, okay, and not just be stuck at the tooling layer, but also contemplate as well the infrastructure layer and the rest of the ecosystem for helping our clients.
Yeah, and I think that, Oscar, I think that's a very interesting point that really needs to be emphasized here, is that when it comes to observability and what you're doing, there's no single solution out there that will give you a full observability picture into everything that you need to see in your environment. I'll be the first one to stand up and say that, even with Cisco FSO. Now, Cisco FSO is a great platform to start from, but you need an ecosystem of solutions that work well together to meet those business outcomes. And as a client or customer, you can go on that journey on your own and try to figure that out. But when you can leverage the expertise like NTT has with Observability 360 to, again, be able to come in, do the assessments, manage that environment, and understand what puzzle pieces need to be put together to give the best outcomes and return on investment, that's really the power that NTT Observability 360 comes with. So again, you start with that base layer of Cisco FSO, but building on top of that, whether it's other solutions, whether it's processes in behind and managing it, that's really the power of NTT and this Observability 360. Because as I said, as a client, you can go out and try to figure this out on your own, and it's going to take you a couple years to be able to figure out what pieces need to go together, do your research, understand where these vendors are, how they fit together, how they integrate, who's going to support it. That takes a long time, where you can pick up a phone, call NTT, and it's all at your fingertips, ready to go. So I really wanted to click in on that, because a lot of times we hear customers out there like, oh, I have this tool, that's my observability tool. And you dig into that and you realize, and they quickly realize, it doesn't cover everything they need. It's not going to go and give them all the networking, all the security, all the application, all the cloud provider, internet provider that they need for all the personas in the business and everything inside of their IT environment. So you have to find that good ecosystem that works together, and that's really where NTT shines and brings that all together.
So monitoring is not enough. How does observability take monitoring and applications performance management to the next level?
For me, I look at monitoring is how well the components of an IT environment work. What's my CPU? What's my memory? What's my storage? All those different things pulled together. Observability is more of, how do all those components of my IT environment support my business? So it's bringing all of those things together, correlating it together, and then tying it to the business and what the business impact is, and how, whether it's business impact for the positive or for the negative. Because a lot of times we think of monitoring, we're looking for something going bad. With observability, you can actually look for trends of things that are going good. Hey, we just moved this up to the cloud and we increased revenue X amount, or we decreased costs this amount, or by moving this workload from one cloud to the other, we were able to decrease and increase productivity and increase performance, at the same time decrease costs. So observability is really more about, how are we taking that IT environment and how is that performing and affecting the business? I don't know, Oscar, what are your thoughts on that from monitoring and observability?
Very, very similar to me. Observability takes monitoring to the next level by providing business context to what's happening in the infrastructure that you have underneath, right? So effectively, you have more than one source. So it's not just metrics that you're getting from the devices that you're monitoring, but you have to mix this with logs, with traces, with all sorts of technical data, with the objective of massaging this data and producing something that's palatable for a business user. So this way, it's not just the pure infrastructure or the pure technical data, okay, but what do we do with this technical data and how do we add the context to make it business relevant? Okay, so I have to say I really agree with your depiction of what's the difference between the two.
Yeah, and I'll give you a quick use case. A lot of people I think can relate to is you have to go out and procure new equipment for your business, whether that's more resources in the cloud, whether that's more servers on premise, whether it's a combination of the two. And so you go out and you say, hey, I need to buy X amount, $500,000 worth of equipment, whatever. And all of a sudden finance is like, nope, you're not getting 500,000. That wasn't in your budget. But if you can tie that to business outcomes and go to procurement and finance and say, hey, I need $500,000 worth of new services in the cloud, new equipment on-prem, whatever that looks like, because if we don't, I've got $8 million worth of revenue that's at risk, or I can increase my productivity and the revenue by 3 times that amount. That's a different conversation that we can have that observability brings compared to just monitoring, saying, hey, I need a new server, I need to spin up a new VM in the cloud, I need to spin up some new Kubernetes or microservices because I have a CPU running at 80%. It's a completely different conversation that you can start having with your finance and business side of the house.
So I suppose if anyone's looking to expand their applications in other regions and things like that, really they need to be considering doing these kind of assessments first and making sure they're understanding how it's performing, how it's being used. What's your thoughts on that?
So this is a very typical use case that we have as well. So before releasing new versions of an application or changing anything in the way that we operate, okay, taking some snapshots so that we understand what normal behavior of our system is, right? How on a steady state our system is behaving, okay, what performance are we getting out of it, how many transactions are flowing through the system. We implement the change and then we compare. Okay, so this is a very easy way to find potential changes that could be good, I mean, as Ben was saying, or bad, okay, which is what everybody expects, okay, when you're trying to monitor and to observe some activity happening in your systems. And this links very well as well to one of the questions that I think that we have in the panel, which is what about security in multi-cloud? Okay, how can observability help us with our security postures when we're running workloads in multi-cloud? Okay, and this is very much related to my previous comment. Okay, the good thing about observability is that it's kind of blended with AIOps. There's plenty of areas of interaction between the two areas. And for example, we're using sometimes observability for allowing us to detect abnormal behavior on our application. If we see, for example, that our load increases substantially, but the revenues are not moving up, okay, in a classic SaaS application, okay, something's happening. So this is a trigger that allows us to put our engineers to look into what's going on and maybe potentially detect that we have this rogue server that it's making too many requests to a third-party web service without affecting the revenue that we're getting through the system. So this dissociation between the two things can point us in the right direction for detecting potential security issues. And I'm sure there's plenty of other use cases that we can find along these lines. I'm not sure if, Ben, you have any views on that.
Yeah, no, it really is. It's finding those things you don't know. Monitoring is, when you're monitoring, it's about monitoring those systems that you understand and you're expecting things to go wrong. Observability is about finding those things you don't know are going wrong, or finding those rogue processes, or finding those things that you never knew existed in your environment and being able to tackle those before they become a problem. So it's a lot of fun. I like it.
Well, guys, listen, this has been super interesting. I hope it's been interesting for lots of people that have joined us today. If you want further information, you can go to service.global.ntt and you'll find the 360 Observability Managed Service information in there. There's lots of collateral that you can download and use. But Ben, Oscar, really thank you for your time today. Any closing remarks from you guys?
This is your guys' cast, so I'll let Oscar finish it out. But I will say Cisco FSO and NTT, winning combination for anybody looking to implement an observability solution and practice within their environment. And it's I'm going to say this, that it's not if you can do it or should you do it, it's when and how fast. This is the direction everybody's moving. It's the direction the industry's moving. And if you can't tie this to your business, the IT infrastructure to your business, your competitor will, and they will gain an advantage because of that.
Mm-hmm. Agreed. So just my closing remark is that I'm really excited with this launch of this new product, okay, because this will enable us, okay, to be able to help our clients in their digital transformation journey, because everybody's embarked on this one. Okay, and we can provide an amazing level of insights and help into making sure that you're getting the most of your business, okay, by leveraging our solutions. So really looking forward to share this with the wider client pool.
Thank you very much, guys. Really appreciate your time today. We'll leave you with a little bit of an overview of our observability platform.
As the world has and continues to transform around us, digital disruption is changing customer behavior faster than many organizations can respond. Today, customer and employee experience are being put in the spotlight as a primary differentiator. Applications are the connection between organizations and their customers. Each moment must be personalized, unique, and flawless. Customers expect more than just availability. They expect an experience which is stable, seamless, and secure. To ensure this, organizations need to identify issues before they impact the end user. Application owners need 360 observability into how an infrastructure problem affects an application, from code through to transaction. They are, however, often limited by the fragmentations of the tools used to monitor and manage their applications and networks' performance. Ensuring a seamless user experience requires a strategy to address the complexity of siloed visibility. With cloud as the new data center, internet the new network, and SaaS the new application stack, the perimeter of control has completely changed. Our 360 observability services allow you to securely gain a single view across your applications and hybrid infrastructure. Together with AppDynamics and Thousand Eyes, we enable you to monitor the end user experience of every cloud, SaaS, and mobile application. We bring together your application and network performance in a fully integrated solution, enabling consolidated, data-driven monitoring, performance management, and feedback. We provide you with insight that can inform your decisions and simplify real-time management. In taking advantage of automation, your teams can monitor and make proactive improvements before they impact the customer. Ensuring that all your applications are secure by design, from code to automation, you can reach your desired business outcomes with the peace of mind that your environment, users, and experiences are safe. We believe in delivering solutions that will ensure each interaction and experience is extraordinary, keeping you connected to your customer every day from anywhere.